And then, like, what I do if I'm running them, I'll change it around, but I don't think I need to because now they're all the same size.
It's fair. Alright, I am ready.
Uh-oh.
What's up?
Am I spelling your name wrong?
Hemloq?
That's right. It says no channels by that name found.
What? Here. It should be Deadly Hemlock.
Oh. That's why.
Don't worry.
Is it all one word? Any
Yes.
undercases?
Nope.
There you are. You showed up right away. I kicked you. Damn it. What the heck am I doing? There we go. Maybe we should go. Oh, mobile's all kinds of effed up, dude.
Is
no.
it?
Yeah. I will add him to the call.
There we go. Got it.
Oh, I sent you a friend request because I don't think I can add people to a private call unless we're friends.
That's fair.
I love all your characters you have around your frame. That's so cool.
Thank you.
I wish I was that dedicated, man. I'm all over the place. I can't keep my head in one direction long enough to create that kind of body of work. I'm so jealous.
Some of them are patrons, some of them are just to fill space.
I think my favorite ones are the blue wolf with the bone leg.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
And the vampire chick with the purple glasses and those Chun-Li legs. Ooh. Sick. That braid.
That's kind of my art style in a nutshell, really.
I love it.
Thank you. Let's see. I should go and grab that too.
Okay, so heathen. And boom. And then since heathen's not gonna have a cam and you don't have a cam, I'm gonna not have a cam and be like the cool kids.
I have to wait for mine to arrive. I'm still in the process of getting all of my stuff because I moved a couple months ago, so it's been fun.
Okay, heathen, what are you doing? He's live.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he'll just not talk. Sometimes he does that.
That's alright. I love your eye candy, by the way.
My eye candy? Oh, my little the little wrapper around it.
I love it.
There's actually eye candy that looks just like that on Amazon, and I wanted to buy it for PAX, but it's like I found these glass pens instead, so I'm doing something with that on stream.
Awesome.
Instead. I was like, glass pens, what? And then they look like these magic wands, and they come in all these different colors, and I'm just,
That's
I
awesome.
go nuts over that art novelty stuff.
Right. I mean, understandably.
I'm gonna be getting like a couple of them too, because they're quite kind of inexpensive, and then I'm gonna be giving them away on stream.
That's awesome.
I'm excited.
I don't even blame you.
But the spot down here. Oh, I forgot about my VPN. Derp.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Kind of important.
Just a little bit. Why do I?
Hello, Massacre.
Hey! What was that? Oh, thanks, thanks. I'm so glad you felt the need to tell me that, Windows. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's terrible.
Can you hear me, Massacre? Oops. Oh, maybe now they can hear me.
Okay, yeah.
Pro streamer right here, pro.
That's
Such a mess.
Thank you, Google. I'm so glad you need to tell me that I'm going live. I think I'm aware of this. I love that name, actually. That is a really unique way to spell that. It's great. I should do this too.
Whoa. What?
What?
Let me just get rid of all of these things here.
Interesting.
Volume seems to be kind of low on whose? Me?
Strange.
Maybe I'm just being quiet. Can you hear me better now? Maybe the mic's too far away. I know I sound different in Discord, so if you have to turn me down, don't feel bad. Sometimes I get excited.
That's okay. I'm pretty used to that. My mod that I usually have in my stream is pretty loud himself. It's great though. Like he's rambunctious and it's great.
I can turn the mic up a little bit in OBS, and that might help. But then it might be a little dangerous for people's ears if I get excited.
Rip eardrums.
Hello, testing. Sound pretty good to me.
Yeah. I'm going to fix. Oh, Jesus.
Potissimo!
I'm still playing around with that. So every time it pops up, I just kind of laugh at it a little bit.
It's cute. I love it. Unique. Okay, create a new piece of work.
Okay, that's not gonna work like that.
Photoshop, why you do this?
I need to learn how to use Photoshop like that again. Like I used to, like when I first started and got my first tablet, I had Photoshop Elements. I mean, I know that's a garbage version of Photoshop, but still, it was a start. And then someone introduced me to Paint Tool Sai, which is what I use now primarily. And I just casually forgot how to use Photoshop like that. And his arm looks ridiculous. We're gonna fix that right now.
Oh my god. I move around a lot and I switch my screen, like my monitors and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, so my Photoshop windows tend to like scatter across the screens when I have multiple. I don't know why it does it. It's just so weird.
I do understand that actually. I'm just sad that I can't actually draw on the big screen.
I have a gigantic TV at my house that I use, and it's just like so much space. I love it. I miss it.
That's what I was going to draw on, but apparently my tablet won't map properly to the TV size, and so I'm drawing on a smaller monitor sitting on the desk, and then everything else is on the big screen where I can read it because I'm blind.
I don't know why I have to have it like up.
Oh, it defaulted to mobile. Why do you do that? And it did it again. Really? Really? Oh, that is not where I wanted to go. There we go. Finally, it's showing me what it's supposed to be showing me. It's like, we're just gonna make sure you're on mobile today. No, no thank you. Oh.
I'm stalking your Twitter right now.
I am awful at updating Twitter. Like, if it wasn't for Streamio, I would just, never, no one would ever know. It's terrible. I've gotten better, somewhat better at it recently, but not really.
I just learned about Buffer.
What's Buffer?
It's like an in-between social media thing where it's like a hub you can connect all of your social media to and write posts in advance and have them scheduled to go off once a day, if
Wow,
that's what you like.
that would be awesome.
Right? Buffer.com. PT told me about it and I was like, whoa, this is life changing.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And then I can just post things and never have to worry about it again. Yay! Laziness for the win, right?
Right? You just plan it once a week.
Fantastic. No, no, no. But you know what? I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to just get sucked into it and not do anything else. I have the attention span of like a flea. It's terrible. So what are you working on today, Candy?
I'm just in the middle of designing Chillbot for the chill
Ah,
zone. I've just like got my whole head wrapped around chill zone this week.
I saw that last night. That's pretty cool.
So I'm hoping today I can figure out a better pose because the one I came up with last night was very not that there's anything wrong with flamboyant, but it just looks like a catwalk, you know?
Oh my goodness.
It's like, hey girl, let's go to Starbucks.
Oh god. Basic bitch pumpkin lattes, right?
So yeah, I gotta tone it down a little bit, make it a chill bot, not a, I'm a flaming bot, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. And no, there is nothing wrong with it. But when you're going for something and it turns out like that, and it's not what you want, that is kind of frustrating.
I'm just so excited about Chill Zone. It kind of just like came through in the pose, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. That would do it for sure. Hey, Bijou.
Bijou. I'm still tweeting to the people. Mixer.com. I don't know who made this GIF, but I love them. It's like, you'll see it on your Twitter because I tagged you.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Yeah, get our art groove on. Let's go.
Yeah. Love it. I had the worst awakening this morning. Apparently, one of our neighbors decided at 9:30 in the morning that it was time to re-shingle his roof. So it sounded like someone was like hitting a bucket with their like smacking a bucket, but no, the guy was re-shingling his house at 9:30.
Ugh.
Yeah, no. Just like thanks, guy. Oh, I would love to. That would have been amazing. And I'm like Satan when I get woke up like that, so yeah. Great way to. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to get hit with one of those. We have a resident squirrel that just kind of hangs out in our yard. I'm sorry, our backyard. And
Squirrels are so cute.
Right? With their little hand paws. They're so cute.
Their big eyes.
Yes. And their little tails.
Adorable.
He runs off all the other squirrels. It's funny. Aw, that's
my house. That are fat and evil. Yeah, the squirrels I have, because I live in the forest, the squirrels I have are like basically the size of cats. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
They're gigantic. And they jump out of the trees onto my house and scare the ever-loving piss out of me sometimes. And then they scatter along the top because I have a tin roof. And you can really hear them scattering along on the metal.
Yeah. That is crazy. Also, I
they
imagine that would suck. No,
we have like this cherry plum tree. Really, it wasn't maintained well because it's massive. They shouldn't get that big. And when the cherry plums come in, they go to war over the the plums, and I'm just like at my window watching them like fight each other, and they're brutal, dude.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. That's
Oh my
that's funny
gosh.
and it's terrible at the same time. Like
Do you ever see that show called Redwall, the cartoon?
I have actually, yeah.
It's like I get flashbacks of that cartoon when I used to watch that when I was a kid, or like that Jacques Cousteau book. I think it was also Redwall
Yeah,
with
kind of.
Matthias. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was the same book. And I just every time I see them out there fighting over these plums, it's like watching that cartoon all over again in my head. I picture them in these little capes and little squirrel armor.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
Redwall was I loved that cartoon when I was little.
Yeah. It was among the good ones. Like you don't really you really don't say that much these days
I
considering.
mean, to take such serious concepts and put them into a child's perspective like that, it was just
Yeah.
probably my favorite thing I ever read when I was a kid too, other than Harry Potter.
Right?
But that was more of a teen book eventually.
Yeah. Eventually.
Hey,
Which
Jared.
welcome. So hello, my name is Hemlock or May. You may, or you can call me May. You know, 'cause when I can say words. There's a lot of that when I'm streaming.
Words.
Yes, words are hard.
Uh, yeah, they are.
Ah,
I fumble all the time.
it's
Heathen's been starting soon for like 20 minutes.
yeah.
I think
Also,
we jumped him. Sitting over his head.
also, I love that. I love that graphic. I need to do something like that. Like I have a banner that does something similar to that, but the quality of it on Mixer is pretty terrible, so I don't use it.
Do you know about Nerd or Die?
I do not. Why? Or what is it?
So, so Nerd or Die is a website that create where graphic artists create assets for streams according to certain themes and things like that. They have stuff like this that's animated
Mm-hmm.
and like is like a live media type of art. And then there's also free stuff on the Slobs OBS. So if you get Streamlabs OBS, they have
Yeah.
a whole section in the dashboard dedicated to making themes for your stream and stuff. You've overlays, like starting soon, be right back screens, things like that. So those are two of the best options, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Streamlabs is free, so you can try free stuff. And Nerd or Die is like some of the stuff is really cheap, some of the stuff is like $20 because
That's
it's
not
like a
bad.
full set of all different kinds of colors of the same thing. It's a pretty
Yeah.
good deal. For what you're getting, it's a deal for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
And it helps the artist out, which is pretty neat. I like that.
I do as well. And I am using Streamlabs OBS. So I have to, not be lazy and go through and adjust everything appropriately.
It is definitely if you don't have like a higher end built PC, then slobs might kind of take you out a bit.
I should be fine. I have a gaming
Yeah.
rig, so.
But it is free, so you can try it and see if it works. If it doesn't, you can always use Nerd or Die.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, and if you find any new ones, let me know because I'm always looking.
Will do.
Yeah, dog, I like them. I like that it helps. It goes towards the artists and stuff, and they can keep making more assets for streamers and stuff. Because a lot of streamers don't have, the tangible physical skill of making the art itself.
Yeah.
So it's a cool way for artists to contribute.
Yeah, and I agree. I'm just lazy.
I can't do the Blender stuff and the After Effects. I just don't. I'm too traditional. I get too much joy out of, getting my hands dirty and things like that.
Yeah, and I have no idea how to use any of that.
I'm
So,
more than willing to pay for it too, so.
yep, pretty much. It's like I would love to slave over this, but I'm not gonna.
I tried to teach myself how to use Blender a couple of years ago, and I was in the middle of a tutorial. I was like, "Oh hell, no!" Can't.
Yeah.
I gave up.
It is very complicated. I mean, I would love to learn stuff like that, but
It's hard enough figuring out Photoshop.
yeah, pretty much. It's like let me just work on my art first, and then we'll see about that.
Might be a little too dark. Hello.
Right? I love it too.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry I'm late.
You're good. We're just chilling.
Yep.
Oh! I don't know what that was. Something fell down and scared me.
I was gonna ask if you were okay.
Where did you get the idea from Chillbot? Okay, so Mixer has these bots, and if you look in the emote section of the chat, you'll see these little bots at the bottom next to the Mixer logo. Borkbot, Catbot, Devbot, and they have a hype bot. So I just thought I'd take it upon myself to have some creative liberties and make a Chillbot for us.
I gotta
Yes.
miss mine
Thank you, Ruff.
eventually. I'm so, professional streamer over here.
And the mist part was kind of like an accident because the way I do this drawing and sketching part, and I'll use the blender to kind of shape it the way I want, and it started to look a bit like hazy and misty, and I was like, oh, frost and ice gives off steam. Like, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Kind of looks magical. So then I opened up the chest so that it's an ice box, and there's some ice cubes sitting in there with some mist pouring out.
That's adorable. I like it.
And then Stockholm actually had the idea of the antennas.
Oh, the cricket antennas.
Yeah, I was like, okay, how do we make this like chill? So we kind of like drooped it a little bit and gave them like these rabbit ear antennas, like on the old time TVs.
Yeah.
Because you just chill and watch TV, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Also, M-Dog, I am Hemlock. So welcome. Old school TV and shit.
Yeah, I want my MTV back.
But it still played music videos instead of the crap that's on now.
Right? What the hell is MTV right
I
now?
know.
Why?
It used to be, it's music television, but I think they forgot that a long time ago.
It's like nothing but politics anymore, and it's like, get out of my face. I don't care.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
What's
Right?
your
Exactly.
suggestion, Alexandra?
It's totally absent.
I need to take my time with this. I think I'm rushing into it.
I know that feeling.
Now let's just play around with the eraser and loosen up.
Maybe they should call it JTV because, you know, junk television.
Oh yeah, that is genius. That is exactly what it is. It's junk.
Yep. I would say they're
Meant for malleable minds.
There you go. I would say that, you know, I would say they're unapologetic, but they just don't give a shit, so.
Same here, M-Dog. I like watching people play games, but I'm more of like a chill game type of person where, you know, people are engaged. And I have nothing against like hyped up games either, but it's like when I'm in a hyped up game channel, I just, you know, I don't really talk much because I know the person's not going to be able to engage, you know, and pay attention to me the way I want them to.
Right, exactly.
I want your attention. Hello, hello.
I
Pay attention to
am,
me.
yeah, I am using a Wacom Intuos tablet.
Ooh.
Is Hemlock here?
Yes. Hi.
Hemlock is here. You can't hear her?
Not in Discord.
What?
Maybe we should restart the call. Let's
Yeah.
restart the call.
Alright.
Okay. Hola, mi amigos.
Hello.
There you are. Hello.
Yay. Discord hates me.
Okay. Leave that up there while I get references and things.
Okie dokie.
M-Dog, how dare you follow me? It's rude. Don't do that. No, I'm kidding. Thank you for the follow. I'm actually kidding. Alright, fine. Bye. No kidding.
I was actually thinking
Sort of.
about doing something very much like that. That's a great idea, Alexandra. I just wasn't sure what I wanted to put in there other than the ice, but having the Mixer logo in there would be perfect. You're a genius, and I love you. Platonically, of course, because October might murder someone.
Plutons?
Platonic. Not
Plutons.
No.
I totally said Plutons.
I did not. I said plutonic.
No, you did.
I did.
Nope.
I have the VOD. I have proof.
I have the VOD too. You said Pluton, so it's okay. I want to draw griffins. I think that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, well, I'm not sure, M-Dog. You tell me. You've been in the Discord. How are you thinking things are going so far? I'd love to hear your opinions. Heathen, how did you do that thing again where you made it smaller?
What, the art itself?
Yeah, the art itself within the like just the layer
Control
itself.
T. You just transform it, and then you use Shift when you're using the edges. You can Control Z that.
Okay. Okay, cool.
When you do that, like on the sides, you Shift when you're doing that. That way you resize the whole thing if you want to do that.
And it stays in proportion.
Exactly.
Just shift.
Yeah, just hold
Yeah.
shift and shape it. So make it bigger, make it smaller, all that jazz.
Yep.
All right. Look at us learning things.
I may not be adept in
Thank you.
drawing on Photoshop anymore, but I definitely know the shortcuts and the whatnot.
I think it's an awesome idea. Also, there's a lot of amazing people in there. We need to maybe get more involved in the Discord, etc. That'd be cool. Well, I'm glad that you think that so far. I hope that we can keep that momentum going. Everyone's really excited about the chill zone.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I know I left a bad taste in some people's mouths because of the whole April Fool's thing, but I think we're detached from that now, and people are starting to see like how fun and interesting it's going to be. And yeah, there was I think there was something that was just being tested, and Mixer brought out the chill zone on April Fool's Day. So a lot of people were understandably hurt about it. I mean, I get it. I mean, me personally, I love being the butt of a joke. I don't take myself very seriously, and I thought it was a great opportunity for creative people to get featured and things like that. But once we figured, well, no one's really talking about it anymore, a couple partners got together and we're like, we're just going to do it ourselves. We're not going to beg Mixer to help us or do anything. We're just going to do it ourselves and prove our own worth together. So I'm excited. Coming from, then noticed it was from the chill zone. Yeah, I have to leave mine on because if anyone has questions, I want to be available.
I totally understand that. That's how it is in my Discord channel as well.
Yeah, it's really cool to have you guys there. And everyone's been so supportive and kind and excited. Everyone's just being so happy in that Discord right now.
That's awesome, though.
Makes me feel all feelings and things.
I'm waiting for the ew.
I think Tink briefly mentioned that she spoke to someone, but the details.
Into a girl on me, Candy.
What?
Turning into a girl on me already, Candy. About Discord.
I am a girl.
Debatable. I'm kidding.
Wow.
Don't hurt me.
Wow. My mod, everyone. My mod. Okay. Rude.
What the hell is that? And why is it doing that?
But I'm sure Tink will have more details when she gets back, because she's in Germany right now enjoying the Gamescom. Repping the Mixer in the Europes. In Germany. Oh, God. Oh. I lost the shape of my thing. What happened? Yeah, Cranky will never sugarcoat anything, man. I lost the shape of my brush. Makes me angry. Grr.
How'd you manage to do that?
I don't know. I think I pressed a bad button somewhere and
Yeah, that's never fun.
brush tip. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Where's my brush shape? Maybe I have to actually go to preferences.
What happened?
The brush shape disappeared. Now it's just crosshair.
Okay, well, take off caps.
Oh. Wow.
There you go.
Teach me, senpai.
Hey, Wizard. How's it going?
A wizard man. Chillin'? That's what we like to hear.
Hey, wizard.
Look at all the artsy stuff we're doing.
Yeah. I do hope that was his left eye, because if it wasn't, I'm not doing it again.
Whoops.
I'm gonna look up some relaxed poses. And keep that off stream, just in case anything decides to pop up.
I mean, it's Google. You never know.
Sure.
Yoga. Immediate yoga.
Stop it. That is an interesting pose, Candy. I kind of like it.
I'm trying here. I'm gonna have to slant this a bit more.
Botception, do you see that? Oh, I'm gonna have to mess with that. That is funny though.
Wait. Candy?
Yeah?
Commander Data died?
No, Commander Data did not die. But I had to snag the Chillbot name.
Okay.
So I'm going to make a separate account for my bot, and this is going to be the bot for the Chill Zone channel.
Okay.
When I snagged it, though, I forgot about the whole 30 days thing, so that's why I'm consigning this account over and just making a new one for myself, just so it's easier.
Alrighty then.
I don't like it. Agent Epic, thank you for the host. So rest bread. Hello. Glad you think it's amazing. But can I ask what is amazing? All right, I think I need to actually just start from color. There we go. Line, 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 line. Come on, Candy, you can do this.
I believe in you.
I believe I can fly.
Oh, that song though. Frickin' Space Jam though.
No, all I want to do is watch Space Jam. No.
Right? Right. Like I haven't seen that in so many years.
I did a hoop dance to the theme song of that like a couple months ago, and I thought I was gonna die.
Oh.
It was so upbeat.
It's kind of awesome though.
Very, very nostalgic for me. Let's make this a little thinner here. See, it's just a little too angled. Hmm. I'm gonna try something a little different.
Ooh.
Whoa. Eh. This is like a generic robot right now. God, heathen. You're ridiculous.
That Griffin
What'd I do?
Oh, Witchblade font? Ooh.
That Griffin looks amazing, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're ridiculous.
I didn't do nothing.
You did an amazing job.
That's just a sketch.
I know it's just a sketch, but it's baller.
I
you.
agree.
Yo, Wolf, what's up?
Thanks, Ruff. That freaking bot, man. I'm gonna have to kill it.
Can have little icicles hanging off his head, maybe.
Yeah,
Little tiny ones.
that'd be pretty cool.
What bot are you talking about?
Her bot. Her
Oh.
channel bot.
I thought my bot was on for some
Don't put
reason.
an icicle there.
No, mine is though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's random, but it's random enough to be obnoxious, I think.
Hey, wizard. Good luck with that font, by the way. First couple tries would be a bitch, but I'm sure you could pull it off. I'm sure of it.
I do too, actually. Topography is fun.
I know, that's what led me down the road of finding those glass pens. It was all wizard.
That's awesome, though.
He's like, hey, check out this like Instagram account where they do all this typography stuff, and I've just been like all over it. And then I saw this weird looking thing and I looked it up on Google. I was like, that is a pen totally made out of glass, and I have to have it. I have to have one.
Yeah.
What do the bot want me? Whoa.
Batissimo is out of control today. There it is again! Frickin' botception.
That might be because of the co-stream as well.
Yeah, I think it is. Either way, I'm enjoying watching it, but it's also obnoxious, so. I mean, you guys can pretty much ignore it, because it's just gonna keep doing it.
Calligrapheeks, Calligrapheeks is the Instagram account.
I like that.
All the freaks.
It's nice. It's a really nice account.
It's fair. Although my friend Gary lives in the UK and his internet is called Sky, and so every time he talks about it, I refer to it as Skynet because, you know, obvious reasons. He just doesn't react. I know. It's dangerous.
So what do you think about him having a controller and a paintbrush in each hand?
I like it.
Yeah.
That's an idea. Sketch it up, see what happens.
Have a good night, Knox.
Feel better.
Yeah.
Knox isn't feeling too good today.
Yeah, I hope you feel better as well, yes. So I think I did see that somewhere. Probably, I think it was in the chill zone, actually.
Hey, wizard. Here you go. You might like that.
Bookmarked. Aw, Heathen, you should give him like 2 eyes. 2 sets of eyes.
Ooh.
2 sets of eyes?
Yeah, you should give him. You keep that little lizard eye and then give him like a big hawk eye right underneath of it. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll
I'm
do
done.
that. No, what are you doing? It's fine.
I just looked down and I was like, whoa. Because I have the stream open on my art tablet, but I have the work that I'm doing on the monitor.
Oh, that link, Candy? You might want to listen to it later. It's really good.
Okay.
And if you don't remember, I'll send it to you later.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
Stan? Wow. Wow.
I mean, I could call you a bitch, but I think you might not like that.
I'll be okay with that. It's fine. Doesn't faze me.
We shall see.
Mm. We shall see, indeed.
If you have my, if you go on to the chill zone or any Discord that I'm in and you find me on the side, you can actually click on my name and it'll tell you exactly what I'm listening to. Discord is really quiet. try and turn people up, but we'll see.
Is Discord being a jerk again?
No, the music might be overpowering your guy's voice. But yeah. Discord.
Right? We're gonna fix things, but they're broken again. Like I didn't just have to re-download oh my god, re-download Discord 3 times last week. Don't get me wrong, I like it a hell of a lot more than I liked Skype, but Jesus Christ.
I have extremely zen music on. I think Hemlock does too.
I do. Hi, Remus. I'm glad to see you're out of bed today.
Good morning, Glory.
And yeah, apparently mobile's having issues today.
Mixer Mobile?
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
I mean, to be fair, he could just come out here and watch on the big screen, but... He's being a goof. Oh god, that's so loud and creepy. I have no idea how to pronounce your name. I am so sorry, but Seer, welcome to the asylum. Congratulations on becoming an inmate. The lobotomist will be in shortly with your medication. It's more fun when Gary does it, though. He always has a retort.
I think that's supposed to be able user. But I don't know.
I have no... my brain just kind of short-circuited.
I'm going to
sorry.
butcher things.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, pretty much.
You
But
want
all
to
the
say
same.
correctly, spell it correctly.
Yeah. I mean, all the same, welcome to the live stream. And thank you for the follow. And again, I've been playing around with Streamlabs OBS. So I have to adjust that noise again because Jesus, that was loud.
Your bot's at it again.
Yep.
Your bot things.
Oh, the vengeance.
We're all having bot issues today. It's just the theme of the day. At least we're not alone.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you this now, Candy. Don't listen to it now, but like, I'll send it to you in the DMs.
Okie dokie. Okay, I want to bring this box down a little.
All right, have a good night.
Good night, M-Dog. See you.
Rest well, my dude. Whoa, heathen. Gonna give people a seizure.
But I like that video. All right.
He's correct, right? Okay. I'm like, if his eye's wrong, 'cause I was pretty sure it was the left one that was purple.
You know, you flip it and then you flip it back so your brain doesn't think that it. Yeah.
Seriously? He's been doing that almost 8 hours. What the hell is he doing? Why is he still out there doing that?
He's on his roof.
He should be done. He should have been done like 2 hours ago.
I can still hear it though.
Ugh. Sorry, the guy that woke us up because he apparently felt the need to reshingle his roof at 9:30 in the morning is still doing it.
Takes a long time.
Yeah, yeah, apparently.
At the very least, he's still using his nail gun.
Takes like 3 years.
Hey.
Right?
Put it into perspective for a second. At least you're not that guy.
It's true, but I'm also considerate not to do that at 9:30 in the morning. So
I know some people do it earlier than that, especially on a weekday.
It's true. Then again, we live in a desert, so I mean, I suppose it makes sense to do it that early when it's cooler, I guess.
Yeah, you don't want to be on a roof doing that at like noon.
Yeah, I mean,
that's insane.
It has been, but
roof people.
I know. One of our neighbors, well, one of my neighbors, is reshingling his roof apparently. So that was a fun way to wake up this morning. Like, which house is it?
It's the, you walk outside, you see it. It's got green fucking lining on it.
Oh, okay.
It's not the guy directly across from us, but the guy left with him.
Ah, fair enough. Yeah, it does.
I think there's a seal issue with our windows, which is why we can hear it so clearly.
It's honestly, it sounded like he was banging on a bucket with a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, for whatever reason, that's the noise it was making.
Hey, I know a few instruments that started that way.
It's fair.
It was a lot more clearly nailed
The
on
light source here.
than in our room. It's
Yeah.
Wrong. It's 221.
It's 3:21. That is.
but yes, that is his left hand. So
It's just backwards because I'm working on her, but
when you show these things, okay?
yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
excellent. Mostly because I'm like, I really like the way that I look, so if it's backwards, I'm not fixing it. Now you're just shit out of luck.
You can just flip it.
Yeah. Sorry, to put it in context, this piece is a personal one this week, and it is the two characters that my boyfriend and I had. It's basically how we met, so this piece is really
Aww.
important to me in that for that.
That's adorable.
Have a good night, wizard.
Bye, Wiz. Get some rest, dude.
You mean rest? He's going to work.
Oh.
Oh,
No.
I mean, still have a
Guys,
good night.
read.
I hope it's not
No.
shitty.
I just want him
Why
to
was it?
sleep. It's subliminal. I'm sorry.
Sleep.
Love Heathen's response is so classic. So heathen.
What?
Eh?
What?
Where?
What, dude?
Where?
You want to fight?
We're fighting.
Oh, we haven't
already
stopped.
happened.
I
Yeah,
forgot. We haven't
exactly.
stopped yet.
Nope.
Never stop.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
Can't stop, won't
Buttercup?
stop.
Buttercup.
Can't stop, won't stop, don't.
Just call
What?
me a buttercup.
Hello.
No. Did you just call me a buttercup?
I did. You know, like from the Princess Bride. Buttercup. Princess Buttercup. That's your new name now.
Oh, that movie though.
You fucking calling me Princess Buttercup?
Princess Buttercup. Yes. Most typical princess name ever. Best
Candy?
movie ever. What?
Candy?
Yes, Princess Buttercup.
You're gonna take that back right now. Take it back.
No, we're fighting.
No, take it back.
We're fighting.
What do you mean we're fighting? Take it back.
No. Make
No.
me. I love you, Heathen.
Yeah, boom doesn't work, bitch, but VODs do. God damn it.
Oh, I laughed so hard I started crying a little bit. Ugh.
Well, that's not. I know how that is, but that's not good.
Maybe
It's
you
like-
should not hurt yourself that way, you know.
It's
Start
not me,
crying
it's
and
my
stuff.
body. My body doesn't want me to be happy or something. It's like, oh, you're happy? Let's make you cry.
Yes, that
Just
sounds.
to remind you of how human you are. Mortal coil and all.
Being human's overrated. I'd rather be a lizard person. Frickin' velociraptor. How about that?
Yes.
is this? Even.exe has stopped working. Hang on.
Did you turn it off and then on again?
Somebody told me that once when I used that line. I'm like, no, fatal error.
Andy, you're so fucking hilarious. You know that?
Yes.
Okay, just thought you'd know that.
Thank you for reminding me, though.
You're welcome.
Whoa, excuse me. Demons! Exercising demons here. Okay, I need to step up and away from this computer for a few minutes. I will leave you with my lovely co-stream host here. And then I shall return with fresh eyes.
Thank you for the follow on Candy. Candy's away at the moment. Or host, sorry.
If any of you guys can hear that, that would be my roommates talking about random shit.
What up?
My roommates.
Oh.
Out of context conversation for the win. Do I even want to know what you're talking about? I'm going to take that as a no. I have no idea what's happening right now.
I is back.
Welcome back. Hey, Agent Epic, welcome to the live stream.
Did you hear that, by the way?
I've been hearing all of it, yes.
Sorry.
Oh, fair enough. Lurking is fun too. I do it a lot when I'm watching other people.
And our comedy references were Ricky Gervais, if anyone is offended. Just plain name.
No, seriously, what was that about a kid?
It's a Ricky Gervais.
Okay. So that you guys, okay, you guys were talking about that. I was very confused. Then I was afraid I didn't want to know. I still don't want to know, but I asked him, so. My bot's an idiot. Don't worry. It's a mini game that Batismo has, but I have to configure it clearly because it keeps doing that. It even tagged a bot, like the chill bot. It'll randomly tell it that it's got such and such whatever. Yeah, botception. So no, I have to mess with it so it stops doing that. Eventually.
To the to-do list with you.
I know. I have a massive to-do list.
I don't even want to look at mine.
Right? It's like looking at a scale in like a bathroom, a doctor's office. You don't want to know, but you want to know.
Yeah, I tend to doodle all over my to-do list, and then I just kind of like, it's like an unorganized mess. of things to do, and there's no structure to it at all.
Right? You're like, oh, let's see what I gotta. I don't even want to anymore. Bye.
To do in avant-garde.
Precisely. Right? Right. Like. To-do lists are kind of the worst.
They're great tools, but
It's true. They are great tools if you actually bother to use them, but who does that? Productive.
even that, my mind is so like crazy so much of the time. Ugh.
Waits for the soul-crushing music to end. Thank you, Crumb the Bum, for the follow. Oh, welcome to the asylum. Congratulations on becoming an inmate. The lobotomist will be in shortly with your medication.
Thanks for the follow.
Yeah. I should backstory that. Usually I say the resident butcher, which would be the moderator that I usually stream with, and of course he has some retort on whatever he's gonna do. Originally when I said it, it was a joke, but I liked it so much that I kept using it, and he just kind of begrudgingly accepts the fact that I say it. So
Those are the best.
right? It's like because he's usually picking on me, and anytime there's something that happens, we have hashtag blame Gary. He hates
That's
it.
what mods are for, right? They just like love picking on their streamer, don't they?
They really do. It's like between him and my boyfriend, it's just like, why me? Stop it. Yeah.
This is the hill I chose to die on. Great.
Yes.
People talking shit about mods? Is that what I hear?
No.
No, we love you.
I'm sure you do.
Keep us in line. We're talking about how you keep us in line and on track in your own loving ways. Don't hurt me.
It is. It is the camaraderie. It really is.
I would never hurt you.
I know that.
Just maim a little.
Yeah.
No.
We have, it's a bro thing.
Exactly. And that is what Gary is for me.
And trust me, I'd rather have that than, a pushover. I need my mods to be, thick-skinned and
Yep.
emotionally fortified.
Yeah, especially if you're a sarcastic person or you're just, I don't know, words and things.
Words and things. Hello.
Yep. Stuff and things. I do not have a touchscreen. I wish I did. I really want a Cintiq, but that's like $800 I don't have. But I have a Wacom Intuos, so yes, with the pen. I would never do any of this with a mouse. I already have carpal tunnel. I wouldn't be able to do anything if I did it with a mouse.
Yeah, nobody got the time for that.
Hell no. 70 years later, and I've still got half a sketch done. I gotta say, I usually don't like her in white, but I kind of.
And I'm not saying what I'm using. No, because what I'm using is what you want.
Oh, god damn it. Everyone has a Cintiq these days, and I'm just like.
I don't. I have an XP pen.
Yeah.
13 point some inch, and it is a display. It has a screen display.
That's awesome.
And if I turn it bright enough and I get just a white enough background going on it, I can actually use it as a light box too. Depending on the paper. Like thicker papers, it's not that great, but I can pretty much use it as a light box too.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and then what was it? A wizard gave me this great idea. I never even thought to do it. But if you draw on a piece of paper, right, you can put the paper down on the tablet and then trace the stylus over the drawing.
That's really cool.
Gee, I wonder where he learned that. Hi.
Well, hey, there you go.
He did tell me, but he was the one who told me, so Heathen, you teach me like 90% of the stuff in Photoshop. Don't be so jelly.
I'm not. I'm just saying. Like, I'm sure who told him. It's like, yeah.
Wizard, I thought you were working. Oh yeah, that's right. You're in your metal box. Something about this angle looks really off to me.
I don't think so.
It's this up here, I think.
Oh, Batismo, you're just trying so hard.
That looks much better.
Yeah.
Thank you for the follow. Rabbit Paws.
That name is cute.
Little Rabbit Paws.
Thank you, Rabbit Paws.
Say what?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, thank you very much, Paws. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi to us.
Thank you for the follow.
Yeah, that. Thanks.
I have to remember to breathe when I'm drawing. I always like, ooh, when I get really like into it, I hold my breath and it's bad.
Yeah, that is bad. You don't want to die. What you doing?
Yeah, breathing is important. Importante.
Yes.
Muy importante. I hope I'm saying that right.
Yep.
That is just not my first language.
Yeah, I imagine that you would feel that it drawing 60 plus. Jesus.
Ow! My knee.
Okay. I heard that.
I used to be an adventurer just like you until I took a table to the knee. Ouch.
Ah.
Oh, seriously, this table is way too low for everything.
Ah.
I'm house sitting, so I'm not in my element.
Ah. That makes sense. You're not in your natural habitat.
Nope, my nest is far from me.
Thanks, Ruff.
So, I have a question for you guys. Since we're live streaming and hanging out and doing art and stuff, I thought I would ask you if it's okay if I can practice some of my Sketchbox challenge questions on you guys.
Okay.
It's going to be doing interviews during the Sketchbox challenges, and some practice might be good. So, you're cool with me asking you art questions? And it's
Go
just
for it.
art-related stuff, nothing, nothing super serious, or, you can just answer them, and you can both answer them, and chat can chime in too. But the first one is there a piece of work that you're the most proud of and why?
For me, it would probably have to be the first time I ever oil painted. I was about 9 years old and just started to understand oil painting, and it felt really good when I finally got it down and wasn't afraid to mess up or anything like that. And yeah, it came out crappy, and it's still somewhere around here. I just can't find it anymore. I'll have to ask my mom. But it's my crowning moment as far as that goes.
Pretty cool.
I think for me, it would have to be the piece that I did as cover art for my first novel. I consider that piece specifically because writing a novel was one of my life goals, and it's self-published through Amazon, but I digress. It's there,
Nice.
And
That's pretty cool, though.
well, thank you. And I don't particularly like the piece right this second because my art has gotten better since then. But still, like, the idea that, the piece exists, that the novel exists itself is kind of, the thing I'm most proud of.
Sweet. So the next question is, why do you make art today?
Who wants to get that first?
Well, there's only 2 of you, so.
I'll do it. Why do I make art today? Honestly, Good
answer, 7.
I hear that. Originally that was my escape there, but anymore, I really like drawing. I really like creating new characters. I like painting and drawing other people's characters specifically. Don't get me wrong, I like doing my own as well, but I like being able to bring to life the ideas of someone who may not be artistically inclined but has an idea for a character, and to be able to do that for someone else is really inspiring to me.
That's really nice.
Thank you, 7 of 7, for the follow.
God, it's about time, 7. Jeez.
Alright. Oh my gosh. Whoa, your follow thing's pretty cool. I like that.
Thank you. That's one of the Streamlabs OBS things. It was. I thought it was interesting.
Heathen?
I do art to get away from normal everyday life. It's my release. And sometimes along the way, I get a little hint of I've inspired someone, and that forces me to keep doing it. And if I'm not inspiring anybody, then I feel what's the point in doing it?
Right. I feel ya.
I can understand that.
So,
Can relate.
there's mine.
Okay, the next question. This one's a little bit more about finances and things like that. How do you decide the worth of your work?
Based on the time it takes me to do something.
Yep.
If it's going to take me longer than, say, a 2-hour piece, or how long ever we've been going on this stream, it all depends. Also, the level of difficulty for me, because I will admit I can't draw everything, but I sure as hell will try, because what I'm doing right now is something I normally don't do, and if you can keep it fresh and still earn a profit, then I don't think there's anything wrong with it. So, so based on time and effort it would take for me to do it, it is consuming for those of us who do art commissions who know that. Um,
Oh yeah.
and you know, this isn't a free service. This stuff that you do, that we do on our streams, I mean, in a way, it is a free service because everybody gets to see the process of how we do stuff. But, and the greatest thing is every process is different. Um, and I think that once that process starts becoming refined and people start liking your art and your work, I think you will you start to feel a little bit more confident in charging people. And it doesn't have to be up a wall where it's like, you know, $200 per thing or this or that. I mean, you can start off small, and then as time goes by and you start developing your skills a little bit more, you can start charging more, and you'll be confident in that charge instead of, oh, I don't know if I could pull this off kind of deal. But that's my answer.
Hemlock?
I kind of have to agree, actually. I also factor in whether or not I like it, which, not to say that I'm like, I don't like it. I tend to like some things more than others when it comes to drawing and things. So there is an aspect of that a little bit in it, but for the most part, yeah. I basically how difficult it's going to be on me, how long it's going to take. I don't factor in the fact that there are some days that I can't work, but I do let people know that I do have carpal tunnel and sometimes I can't hold my pen. But I don't generally factor that in because that has nothing to do with it, you know?
Right on. I'm pretty similar in the sense, and I'm not gonna like put my opinions too much into this. I'm just gonna, say what I do and let people do what they will. I'm pretty much on the same page as you guys. I tend to stick to the hourly wage of where it is I'm living because of how taxes work in different states and different countries and things like that. And I do charge down payments just as insurance, so that way, in case they don't like the work, I'm still getting a little bit of compensation for actually working. And then at the end, I will sum it all the hours up, and I'll try to do it in a 6 to 8 period average time, depending on what it is I'm doing. And that's kind of how I arrange the worth of my work and how I charge for it. But we're pretty much on the same page.
Yeah.
The time and effort, and sometimes I will just throw in quick things like wallpapers and stuff, just because I like to practice and use the graphics that I create to make something uniform. And I'll just throw it in there as like a little extra thing. Okay, next question. Thank you guys so much. I'm really appreciative that you're letting me try this out.
No problem.
So this is a big question that a lot of artists get asked throughout history. How do you know when your work is finished?
Here we go.
Is anything ever really finished?
And here's the philosophy lesson. I'm so excited to hear what you guys have to say about this one.
All right, your philosophy first.
My philosophy first. Well, first, I am of the mindset that you can never, as an artist, you never really stop learning. About the time that you stop learning is when you've kind of hit this wall, and you're just stagnant. You don't get better. You necessarily can't get worse, but you just kind of stagnate and hit this wall. And I think that I don't really think that anything's ever really finished. There's always something to be improved upon, or, stylistically could change, or, I'm constantly doing that to my own work. It's a terrible habit. Don't do it. But that's just how I feel about it anyway.
That's all you got for that? Really? Okay.
Oh my gosh, Heathen.
I'm kidding.
I thought it was a great answer.
It was.
Well, thank you.
I tend to think that if something is finished, you're not doing it right. That's just my opinion on it, and there are people who agree with it, and there are people who won't. It's a constant evolving thing, kind of like how we are as human beings. Art is subjective. I mean, all the bright colors that I'm putting into my piece at the moment is a testament of evolution, because not everything's black and white, or in our case, black and gray. I guess philosophies differ from person to person, but in some ways, we're all saying the same thing, really, because if you're finished with a piece, then you might as well move on to the next one, and then you go back to that old piece that you were working on, say like 3 or 4 months ago, and you're like, this is horrible. I need to, fix this. And I've done that with many of my pieces for a while.
I do that too. Oh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, this was really cool back in the day, and then now all of a sudden it's garbage because your skills have increased substantially.
I would use the term lackluster, but
okay, that's fine.
I can see what you're saying, and I understand.
Yeah. Thanks, Dirty Irish, for the follow.
Hey, Irish.
Another
what's up?
good artist here on Mixer. I just think that as time goes on, we'll learn to think of ourselves as, as far as artists go, we are never going to stop learning anything. There are people who can draw hands really well. I'm not one of those people.
I am not either.
But the more you keep doing it and the more you keep trying,
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm not terrible, but I'm okay. I'm not quite, not Da Vinci.
But that's the thing. But yeah, see, Seven's with me on that one.
Yep.
I think to myself, as far as art and being finished with a piece, that is totally nonsense, in my opinion, because Seven even said it's never finished, and just think that my way isn't for everybody, and neither is everybody else's. So we'll just go based off our own ways, and hopefully we all end up with the same result.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Sweet. Well, thanks, guys. I don't want to answer too many of these questions, so that's why I'm just kind of like being the interview person, because I want everyone to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I just want to be the host and learn mostly. So if you're curious in chat why I'm not answering these questions, that's why. What is your most important tool? Something that you can't live without in your studio?
My stylus.
Right?
I swear to I do lose my stylus. Yes, we're still talking about Art 7.
Mm-hmm. I'm asking them their questions that I have jotted down for the Sketchbox challenge that I'm going to be doing on the channel once a month. So they were kind enough to let me practice with them. So that's what we're doing.
I also think that keeping an old notebook of your old artwork around while you're doing stuff like this will also teach you to get better as you're doing it. And that's just, again, it goes back to philosophies and how you work and how you inspire yourself. because you can't get inspired by everything else. So you might as well use an old notebook that has a bunch of doodles in it that you're like, what the fuck was I thinking when I made this? You know, that kind of thing, or whatever happens to be on your mind at the time. That's my answer.
No, I agree. I dropped my stylus in the couch the other day and panic set in.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not a fun thing. It's not. But no, I do agree. Uh, Old notebooks are good. I had a sketch journal, quote unquote, when I was growing up. I forget if somebody suggested it to me. I don't remember who though, and I don't know if I still have it. I'd have to go dig through my everything and see if I could find it. But you know, just take the journal with you, and you know, anytime you're inspired, you just sketch whatever it is you're thinking, or you know, something in nature that interests you, or hell, maybe you saw architecture that you really like and would like to use or something. That's more or less what I used it for. So just take inspiration as it comes. I mean, don't force it. Forcing that is just not good. Nothing good comes of that.
I would say, and Satana said this answer when I asked him, and I have to agree with him, and I'd have to say that my most important tool is my brain.
That's fair. I would think imagination as well.
Yeah. I liked that answer so much that I agree with it, and I had to share that with you guys. It wasn't my original answer, because I had too many things. I was like, oh my god, it's a paintbrush with the canvas. No, oh no, an easel, definitely an easel. No, palettes. Palettes are definitely really important. And I just kept going in a circle.
That's true. It could be the same answer. You do have a point there.
Next question. In your opinion, what is art's role in society?
Oh, this one. I think art's role in society has diminished, and as much as I like to think that it hasn't, I think it has. Because
well, of what's diminished, what do you think that role is?
The appreciation for it. You have circles of people who go to art galleries and they do admire and they do buy the stuff and whatever, but
so art's purpose in society is to be appreciated?
Okay, let me finish my thought before I answer that any further. I think.
Do you want me to repeat the question?
Yeah, please.
Okay, it is, in your opinion, what is art's role in society?
Oh, its role. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's a tough question. It's a very heavy question, so take your time.
Damn.
Like, what are some ways you think art is good for society?
Oh, okay.
What does it do for people?
Sure as fuck keeps them busy.
I'll agree with that.
I know I'm busy. There are plenty of people who are in bands that's a form of art. Who do music and they're busy all the time. I don't think it inspires as I would like to hope it does, because there are people who just are not artistically inclined and they don't get what we as artists, any kind of type of artist, is trying to do. You know, everything is subjective instead of an expression. And you know, we have an objectivity to make something, like, you know. So I hate this fucking question. I really do.
You can skip it.
Because
Hemlock,
there's
what are you
there's
thinking?
no real answer to it, though.
Well, that's subjective. Everyone has their opinion on it. It is, in your opinion, what is art's role in society? This is also a very common question asked to artists, especially really famous ones. It's a very heavy question because the arts have always been so enveloped around politics and agenda and leisure. There's so many different types of art you can do, crafts. Now we have digital stuff going on, and so it's like, what do you think its role is? Like, how do you use it, and what do you think, in your opinion, what's the best role for it in society? How do people consume art, and how is that good for them?
I don't really think they necessarily appreciate art for what it is anymore. I think it's more of a quote unquote status symbol, especially like, you know, the portraits you see in like galleries and things, like the famous ones. I think that it used to be to inspire people and, you know, just show self-expression and all these things. But I think over time it's become this thing where you have it or you don't type thing. And for those who do, great, and for those who don't, well, you know, that's a thing. I think, I mean, having to deal with people, well, greedy people, as I do sometimes, and I'm sure you guys have as well. Those that come and they're just like, yeah, hey, I want you to do this, but, you know, I don't want to pay for it type people. And
Oh, we're friends. Oh, you're my girlfriend. Oh, you know.
exactly.
Yeah, I know. You're the art friend, aren't you?
I am the art friend, and I've had to tell my own friends to fuck right off with that. Like, they understand that this is my job and things. But at the
I
same
feel you.
time, like, it's one of those, they think that because you're an artist, that, you know, you are quote-unquote beholden to whatever bullshit they want you to do. Which, if you do that, that's great. I don't, personally. But I think that's just what I think, is that over time it's kind of been corrupted into something that's it's ugly. It's ugly and it needs to stop.
Well, there you have it, guys. 2 artists, 2 opinions. I think we're doing a good job here. Carolina, yes, we're kind of doing a mock-up interview. Hemlock and Heathen it kind of actually goes together, Hemlock and Heathen. Were kind enough to let me practice my Sketchbox challenge questions with them. So we'll move right on to the next one. How difficult is it for you to part with your work? This kind of leans a little bit more towards traditional work, but digital and crafts very much fall into this too. So I'm just curious, how hard is it, or how easy is it for you to let go of a piece of work and
It's so
give
hard.
it to someone else?
I mean, I'll do it, but it's so hard. It's like, on the one hand, I'm like, that's great, I'm glad you like it. On the other hand, I'm like, go die in a fire. No, I'm kidding. That's rude. But for me, it's difficult. It's difficult to let some things go. But I do it, and more than that, I am happy that whoever it is that bought it is happy with it and, you know, enjoys it.
Heathen?
Okay, hang on. I'm trying to save right now. Are you gonna save, please, computer? Thanks. Okay.
That terrifying moment when.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. I'll tell you one thing. As far as traditional goes, I have a hard time giving away an oil painting that I've done for friends or for funerals or things of that nature, because that's my link to them when I've done it. Most of the time, I do sentimental type pieces that mean something to me, some form or another. Um, Especially when it comes to oil painting. As far as digital work, last night is a perfect example. At first, I didn't want to give it away because it was so cool. You know, I thought it was cool because I thought I did a good job and people liked it. And but the feeling that I gave it to somebody and that they're like Hamlog said, it feels good, at least for me, because it's out of my hair, out of my hands. It's not a problem. Stuff like that. It only gets sentimental if it's traditional, honestly.
Interesting.
Digital is kind of easier to give away
Why do you think that is for you?
because I have a copy of it. I'm not really giving it away.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, there is that.
Fair enough.
So,
All right, next question. Who are your biggest influences art-wise?
oh well, okay. Who wants to go first?
You can go first.
Okay.
No, you first. No, you. I'm sorry, I'm done.
Okay. She's such a child. Anyway, kidding. I
I really am.
Oh, don't feel bad.
I don't really like a lot of painters to begin with, because I wasn't inspired by a painter to begin my art or artistic oil painting or anything. I was actually inspired by Edgar Allan Poe, the writer,
Nice.
and
Hey,
my
Stevers.
hey Stevers, and my mind took over, and I started drawing things that came to mind. And though it was crap and it was god awful, I more got inspired by writers than I did painters. I do like painters. Of course, I like Leonardo da Vinci because he's everything to especially traditional artists and even digital artists, I would say, because in some ways or another, you're doing what you can do on a traditional medium. You don't have the same effects like the feel of an actual canvas, but you don't have to clean the mess. That's for fucking sure.
You don't have to buy all that paint either.
Yeah, and it never runs out. So there's that.
That's winning.
Yeah, and I do like Boris Vallejo. He's a painter. He's a fantasy painter, and I do enjoy. Or Luis Royo is another one. All good painters, and I wish I had their skills, but I don't. So, but I'm working on it. So there's that.
Hemlock?
Well, first, thank you, Stevers and Massacre, for the follows. As for me, I do have a couple of artists that inspired me to do what I love. They're both of them are digital artists, and after I got my first tablet, which was a Wacom Bamboo, back in the day before they stopped making those.
Bamboo.
Right? Bamboo Splash, man. Huh.
Gross.
Oh, it was an awful tablet. It was a terrible tablet. I know these things now, though. But after I got my tablet, I had to learn to use it, of course, because it feels completely different than pencil and paper, which is what I'd been using forever. I will say that my traditional skills are super rusty now, but um, there were a couple of digital artists that I stumbled across, and one of them, she had tutorials on how to how, not necessarily how to paint like her, but to paint like her, And I got them because I wanted to, to expand my techniques and such, and it did help get me used to my tablet and things. And I like the way that it came out. I mean, obviously my art looks nothing like hers now. I mean, it really didn't in the beginning, but I learned by watching. So I can pick up techniques and, well, parts of techniques. I don't necessarily take all of it, but I'll pick up techniques and things that I can, assimilate, quote unquote, into my own artwork. And there are a couple of artists that inspired me, and a lot of the things that I do are things that, I guess, really show off their what I learned from them. That's odd. But yeah, both of them really inspire me. They both still do the digital art today, actually, and it's always fun to see what they've posted and whatnot.
Okay.
Let me know if you can hear them better from now on, because I turned them up all the way in Streamlabs. If you still can't hear them very well, just let me know. Okay, next question. How is your relationship with your art? How do you stay on top of evolving your style? How do you use social media? And how do you just stay in touch with what you're doing?
Oh, it's a love-hate relationship in my how I go about it. There are days where I love being an artist, and there are days where I absolutely hate it because because of social media. There's a lot of things I don't like about social media, but if I don't do the social media aspect, then nobody's going to know. And that's how a lot of people communicate these days. And who knows? I may dislike it, but one day somebody might look at it and say, hey, you know what? We're looking for artists here at Blizzard. Would you like to come and be an artist here? Try you out. Maybe do I don't know, uh, uh, testing run with you or something. And I would totally be down with that. So that's my answer.
Nice answer.
Thanks.
Yeah. Honestly, I hate social media myself. I hate it.
Yes.
I hate everything about it, especially Facebook. Like, just if it did, like, fuck, hate it.
Wait. People use Facebook still?
Yes.
Gross. Grody.
I know, it's terrible. It is completely terrible. But I don't really like social media, mostly because I like to be by myself. Like, not necessarily like I'm a hermit type way, but like I like to, do what I do without everyone just kind of like, what you doing? Can you draw this for me? That type of shit. And I mean, I do it because, as you said, kind of have to. But it's not my favorite thing to do. And in that same way, like, I love what I do, but I hate what I do, specifically because of social media. Because it's not a dig. I mean, don't get me wrong. Half the time I use it for inspiration. Like, I'll go.
That brings up a prompt question. If you don't mind me, I can ask you both, and Hemlock, you can answer first since you brought it up. How do you feel, and in your opinion, how do you think social media has affected the art industry?
I think honestly, I think it's helped. I think that, I mean, for quote unquote exposure, I guess. You reach more people that way. You know, people suddenly, you know, they see you. You know, you are relevant, and all these things. Those things that help, you know, channels grow and whatnot. So yeah, I feel like it's helped. I hate it, but it's helped.
Interesting. Heathen, do you think? What do you think about social media and the art industry?
Okay, well, before I say this, this is my own opinion. This is not anybody else's. But I think it has shifted art into being it's an entertainment thing now.
Oh God, it really is. I do agree with that.
I
It's
have
not
to agree with you on that one.
it's not personal anymore like it used to be. It doesn't feel genuine. Everybody does the same fucking thing, and it kills me. And I will admit that I am grouped into those people who do the same thing a lot. Perfect example of my art being showed right now. I feel that it's both a detriment and a blessing in disguise as well as a bad thing, because if we don't have some kind of exposure, then we won't grow.
Right.
Yeah.
I can feel you on that one. It's a little like game of tag, you know? Everybody pulling on the rope at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you for those awesome answers, because that was pretty
Were they
intense, but I
awesome?
liked it. Yeah, I liked it. I liked
Awesome?
it. And
I tried to
it
stay
led to a
chill.
surprise question too, so that was really neat. Digging my fingers in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's a pretty controversial one. This question tends to get a little, people are very opinionated and everyone is very opinionated, and the whole point of me asking these questions is to find and learn all the different opinions and just hear and learn what people think and feel in the art industry. So in this one, what's your opinion? What are the qualities that define an artist today?
Oh Jesus.
Dropped a bomb on me.
She
All right,
sounds so
calm
proud.
down, you. Calm down. Gap band, chill out.
Can we get a ban? Can we ban Candy for like
No,
10
that's
years?
not ban candy ever. That's not a good thing. So what was the question again? I'm sorry, I got sidetracked
It's
that
okay.
fast.
In your opinion, what are the qualities that define an artist today?
Their attitude. It's now an attitude thing. It's not. You know, no one does anything that hasn't been done before. So far, up until now, up until at this moment, someone has done. Everybody's drawn dragon. Everybody's drawn what Candy's drawing. Robots and stuff like that. Even here with you know him is drawing, but everyone draws the same thing. Now it's more of an attitude thing than it is about anything else, in my opinion.
Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing.
Good thing? Having a good attitude versus having a bad attitude?
I mean,
Because how open and exposed we are with the internet and technology.
I mean, style does come into play. Don't get me wrong. If you're an artist and you don't have a style that is distinct to you, then, in my opinion, you're doing it wrong. But there are different ways that everybody does something. I don't use traditional layers because I think if you have 80 million layers for drawing an arm for, let's say, that's a waste of time, in my opinion. Is it good to work with layers? Hell yeah, it is. Don't mistake that for anything. But I like to try it in a traditional sense. I'll let you think the follow. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you, Predon Elk, for the follow.
Okay.
As for my answer for that, that is a difficult question to answer. Mostly because everyone's opinion is different. I do think it is a bit of it is attitude, but I also think a bit of it is charisma, which I have none of. No, I have friends. Ridiculous. Anyway, I've always said that. I think a lot
Seem
of the
pretty
time.
cool to me.
Well, thank you. I'm really not all that charismatic. Just me. I'm a hermit. That's what I am. But I think a lot of it is that I think the whole thing there is to be an artist. Most people even think pencil and paper, or these days tablet and stylus. But I think it's more than that because sculpting is a form of art. Dance is a form of art. Acting is a form of art. I guess it all depends on what your definition of art is. Music, yes, music as well. It's self-expression. Now, that's not to say everything that's self-expression is necessarily art. I mean, I can think of about 3 different ways that's considered self-expression. That's terrible, and you obviously never do that. But I think a lot of the times people forget that we're all human, and no matter what we are, no matter who you are, no matter how important you think you have, or the important you think you've become, and all that things, that you're still human. And to label yourself as an artist, that's one thing, but to completely drag anyone who is necessarily beneath you through the mud is just an awful thing to do. And I've seen it happen more often than not. I keep seeing that in the chat, and no, I do not do free requests. It's my bot. It's dumb. You can just ignore it. But I think it does have to do a lot with what you feel art is. And yeah.
That bot is killing me.
Oh, it's so bad. I need to fix it. Like, I even closed that tab so it shouldn't still be doing that, but it's doing it still. It just refuses to just, go to
So we
sleep.
have someone saying something in chat real quick before Heathen, did you already answer this question?
No, go.
Okay. Well, you guys can give your opinion about this too, and maybe we can encourage Massacre. He says in chat, speaking from personal experience, having difficulties expressing myself because of my autism, I don't have my own style, and honestly, I suck at creating stuff. My personal opinion. His personal opinion. I don't think that about people.
Right.
Though I try to express myself and get rid of my feelings, that is my definition of art, if that makes any sense.
No, it
So
does.
he's saying self-expression.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's answer is going to be different, though.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I've been trying to convey, and maybe I haven't been doing a good job about it. It's all a matter of perspective.
Yep.
No, I think we understand what you're saying. I'm saying Massacre. The reason I'm sharing his comment is he's saying I suck and I don't have my style. So I wanted to ask you guys, like, what are some ways that you have worked to find your own style? Maybe we can help Massacre out.
Oh God, YouTube.
YouTube tutorials.
Watch people in your eyes that you feel are better than you, and try to emulate their style a bit, and then once you get comfortable with their style, start adapting it.
That's basically what I've done. But I also like curvy girls. So
there you go.
Giggity. Right?
Giggity's right.
Giggity. And that's pretty much how I developed my art style. It's like, yeah, it's like that's nice and all, and that looks really nice, but why does she look like a stick? I can't.
Not to me.
I'm just terrible with that. And I mean, obviously,
Um,
I mean that in a joking manner, because I'm not gonna shame someone for liking a different body type than I do. That's stupid. Continue.
but like like I always say this to people who come in my chat, and sometimes they ask me, "Oh, how do you do that?" Just do it.
Practice.
There's really no other way to say how you do it. Because if you don't get off your duff,
You're
aka
right,
your
Ruff.
ass,
Yep.
and start working, you won't do it.
Yep.
I mean, me and Candy have sat in Rabbit before and appearance and stuff, and we're watching YouTube videos because we want to learn something.
Up, up, down, down, left, right, left.
Yes. Yeah, there you go.
That's how
So
I do it.
that's how you do it. All right. But that's for anything that you want to try to get good at, though. You see all kinds of artists out there, and they're doing awesome and amazing work. And you're like, well, how are you doing that? Well, stop asking that question and just do it. I already told you, pre-dawn, no.
And likewise from myself.
If you want to see that, pay me. Sorry,
Yep.
Yeah. You tell him, heathen.
I will. And be nice about it too. Isn't that something?
Yeah, are you feeling okay? Are you like running a fever or something?
Actually, no. I'm
Should I
not.
be concerned?
No, you shouldn't. He should though.
Batismo is doing a thing. Don't worry, but just ignore it. It's fine.
So this
You want to heal her? Like, you
It's just everywhere. It's just terrible.
can understand, Seven. I just remain chill, okay?
So this next question is a little bit of a self-critique. So you each are gonna like kind of like give a brief
Okay.
overall look at all of your body of work and tell us what you like about your work and what you dislike about your work.
This is easy. Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I really like. Oh God, I had it. Now it's gone. What I like about it and what I don't like. I don't like the way I shade. Like I really need to understand, or not understand, but to learn and practice lighting and perspective. The problem with perspective is I can't see it. I am unable to see perspective the way everyone else is. It's terrible, and it's pain. So a lot of the time it'll look correct to me when it isn't. So there's that. But as for that, what I like about my work is, oh God, hold on. Thank you for the follow, Karate Kid. And what I like about my work is I like that I have there's a lot of diversity in what I do. I don't necessarily mean skin tone, although I seem to be
covering that as well. Very, very good, in my opinion.
well, thank you.
When we first started up the co-stream, I was looking at the display around your stream, and I was like, I wish I had that kind of dedication to just make a body of work like that. And it's something I struggle with. So, that's why we all have our things.
It's true. Massacre, I had a lazy eye when I was born. And while I did have eye surgery to correct it, I don't feel like it was apparently incomplete. One, because I get migraines, massive migraines, as if my left eye, which is the one that I had surgery on, is going to explode out of my eye socket. And because of the depth perception change, I'm unable to see perspective correctly. Like I can see it if it's, at a certain distance I can see it. But if I'm trying to draw it myself, I can't see it. I mean, I've been through many a class that was supposed to help with that, and it doesn't.
Um, I
Well, I
work.
commend you for trying and you keeping at it. That's amazing to me.
Well, thank you for that.
Thanks for sharing that with us, Hemlock. That was very cool.
No props.
I actually have a lot of work that I despise.
Yeah,
It-
me too.
It's a lot of it has to do with when I first started doing digital, and a lot of people liked it. They didn't feel that it was terrible or anything, but I did because I wasn't trying hard enough at the time, and I was going a little too fast, a lot faster than I do now, and because I watched too much speed painting videos on YouTube, because I thought I'm the dumbass who thought that people were actually drawing that fast on Photoshop. Come to find out, no one could. And well, there are people who can. They just don't use layers. And I watched a YouTube video. That guy discontinued his YouTube channel so long ago, and he always said, "I don't use multiple layers because you lose your flow because you're always worried about what the next layer will be." You're saying, okay, say you want to multiply a layer that does more shadow, or an overlay layer that does more light. You're more worried about what the layer's going to do than you are about what you can do naturally. See, in our minds, we think we need layers, but don't really, because the layers are within us. And yeah, it takes a little bit more time to understand that and actually do it that way. But I started trying to do it that way, and I started recognizing that the only thing you really need is maybe 3 or 4 layers, and the rest you just do on your own skills and hope
So,
it works out.
overall, though, what would you say that you don't like about your work? Where do you think you could improve yourself?
Current work. I can do a little bit more with everything. Foreground, middle ground, background. I can put a little bit more time.
Pick one thing specifically that you really want to focus on.
The sketching phase.
Sketching phase? What about the sketching phase?
Because although I can see it in my mind where I want to go with it, but like my audience cannot see it because it's too much of a jumbled mess.
I like that though about you.
Everybody likes that about me.
Sketching. It's very raw and art.
I agree. After having seen it today,
I like it. It's very unique. It's very you, Heathen. But I can understand what you're saying. There's a more uniform type of sketching and things like that. It's a great place to start. Fundamentals. It's a great place to want to really focus in, because then you can learn techniques a lot easier and implement, what you already know into those new techniques that you're learning. So those are great answers, man. That's all the questions I have. I wanna get more of them. There's one more, and it's not as exciting as the other ones, but it's how long does it take you to complete a piece of work on average?
Depends on what I'm doing.
Yep.
Right. Let's dig in.
How much do you want to dig it?
So, like, digital versus traditional. How long would it take you to do the same piece in 2 different mediums like that? Digital and traditional.
Well, Working. Okay, do you want to take this and I'll take it after, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, it's just it's another self-evaluation, self-critique type of question that makes you go into a bird's eye view over your own head and evaluate how you do things. You know, everyone's here to learn about you guys for these questions.
That's fair. For this specifically, because I mean, I would love to draw this traditionally, but my traditional skills are garbage now. Regardless, what this has taken me, 3 hours? No. Yeah, it'll be 3 hours. And if I were to do this,
Damn, we've been streaming for that long?
yeah.
Oh my god.
If I were to do this traditionally, it would probably take me days. Because I'm super rusty. It's so bad. I really should go back to practicing that, but you know.
Traditional, if I were to go all out on a piece, would probably take me 3 days. If I were really to do it and actually care about what it looks like. Traditionally, I say about a day.
Like 24 hours?
Yeah. And that's a full day of no interruptions, but that's not possible here.
Right.
I know that feeling, so yeah.
So environment has an impact on how well you do your work.
Yeah, and how fast I go.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I know some people who just love to be out in like coffee shops and things like that, and then I know other people who just want to lock themselves into a studio and blare music and go crazy. It's very interesting how differently we love the same thing, but we treat it so differently, right? We use it so differently from each other, and that is so fascinating to me.
Yeah. I'm one of those as well. I mean, I don't mind company. I really don't. But I much prefer to... I mean, I've done it for so many years where I'm just, by myself in my room or my office, just, drawing away. So, I mean, again, company... I do enjoy the company from time to time. But I prefer, not... Well, I mean, outside of streaming. I should put that caveat there.
Well, that's all the questions I have for today. And I'm hoping I'll get more. But what did you guys think of the questions?
I
think I did okay?
Yeah.
They weren't too like... did you feel at any point like it was too heavy of a question or anything like that?
Not at all. What
Sweet.
the hell is that?
Feedback is very important.
Oh. Yeah. I understand that, but no, I don't think any of the questions are too heavy. I think
that's another question we can ask, because everyone seems to be very like on the fence about how to critique other artists' work, and then how you critique your own work.
That's fair.
Right?
You can totally add that. Let's see.
How should I...
Welcome back, Stevers.
How do you go about critiquing your work versus other artists' work?
That's very dangerous, to be honest. Because there's a fine line between critiquing and, trying to measure yourself against another artist, which you should never do. Don't do that. That's dangerous.
Yeah, don't do that. Real quick, Massacre, you can check on Discord and click my name in Discord, and it'll tell you exactly what I'm listening to. Okay, sorry to interrupt.
It's all right. But I mean, that's my opinion on it. I mean, as far as critiquing someone else's work, you kind of have to be objective about it. If A, you don't like it for some reason, you should probably take a step back before you do anything. Because there's a fine line between critiquing and being a complete shithead. And you don't want to do that.
Right.
Don't,
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, there are people that will just bring down other artists because they can, and it sucks. So, like I mean,
I know what you mean.
yeah, like you kind of have to be objective with it. If you don't like it for whatever reason, why don't you like it? Is it because of this technique, or the anatomy's off, or this or that? You know, that type of stuff. Don't just be like, I don't like it. You're a terrible artist. Meh, meh, meh. Don't do that. That's rude.
If people say that to me, I mean, that's just thank you for the push. I appreciate it.
I get that too. It's like, oh, that's ugly. I'm like, thanks. I think so too. And then they just shut up. Like,
well, I use it to get better.
I do as well, but I don't deal with trolls. If you don't like my work, great, but don't just come into like my live stream and be a shithead. Like, ugh.
So how do you, Heathen, how do you go about critiquing your own work versus another artist's work?
Well, I use my eyes and I say, hey, that doesn't look very appealing to me. And if I don't think it looks very appealing, I'll change it. I know that's kind of a simplified answer to look at it like that, but that's how I look at it.
Sometimes simple is the best road to go down. Not judging here. See, me, I was taught how to critique in school. And one thing they didn't teach me, you know, and I had to learn on my own on the years, is that when you are critiquing other people's work, it's probably best to wait for the invitation.
That's true too. Also, thank you, Noisy Boy, for the follow and for hosting.
When you just go in and you dolphin dive into a forum or like a Discord room where people are sharing work, and you just go in there and you critique things without people asking for it, or without the room being designed as a critique room itself, where people know that they're posting it so that they can get feedback, that's the invitation. People will tell you, you know, an artist will tell you, hey, something doesn't look right to me in this area, and then you focus on that area. You know, usually that's what I try to do, because if I go off and if I see something wrong that's really out of whack, I'll try to bring a little attention to it and ask them a question and say, hey, how do you feel about like this part of the work? Like, what is it, you know, how are you feeling about that part? Instead of saying, hey, this looks off to me, maybe try this, try that. But I try to, you know, be as cordial and respectful as possible if I'm given the invitation as well. I try to get them to focus on one place so that I can really give them feedback on parts that they want to improve, instead of the overall image. Whether I like the image or not doesn't come into play. It's the fundamental forms of art where you have the light perspective, shading, form, the shapes, the rule of threes, if that's in there, just the basic stuff, because diving any deeper into detail usually tends to go very bad a lot of the times. I've done it, you know, and I've been an artist on the internet for like a long time, and that's the only it's the only advice I think I can throw out there, is just wait for the invitation.
I have a question for you.
For me? Oh, well.
Okay.
I'm scared.
You should be. Would you say there have been people who have came in here, let's just say they come in your stream and they say, oh, that's really cool, and this and that, and they don't really think so. Let's just say they don't really think so. And you know in the back of your mind that's how they think. Because it's not the norm. It's not anime. It's not, you know, anything like that. You just happen to be a different kind of artist that is possibly surreal or, you know, whatever you choose to be as an artist.
I feel this question so hard right now.
Good.
Go ahead.
Do you feel that some of the things you are told is complete and utter bullshit? From certain people, not everybody, but from certain people that you may or may not feel that think a certain way.
Oh yes. Ever since I in high school, actually, I started to notice this, especially in my art classes. There is a type of social status that comes with being a crafty person and having a certain type of imagination. And people will try to get in your good graces by showering you with affection. And it's not that they're necessarily being mean or manipulative. It's that's just how society and language is. And when it comes to social statuses, it's important to a lot of people. And for an artist, it's extremely important because social status is how you make the big bucks. You know, people in certain circles, you're gonna go far, kid. You know, that's the industry. That's how art's been since Da Vinci's time. If you run with the certain circle where there's wealth, you will make money. You will transfer that in. And, you know, it's not so much a matter of this person when I was in high school was lying to me or that I felt they were lying to me. It's as though they were telling me, oh, hey, this is great. I love this piece. But inside, I didn't like that piece. I only did it because I was told to do it. And that was practice. But they liked it. I can't really say for sure or be, you know, knowing exactly what's going on in someone's mind. Because then that's just assuming, right?
Yeah.
But there are some telltale signs that people will just blow smoke up your ass because you're capable of doing something that they're not. And I think the biggest perpetrator of this is other artists. I don't think that it's actually people who don't do it. I think it's people in the same industry because it is a competition. And, you know, you can climb on top of people in capitalism, and there are people who will do that to you. And it's scary and it's not nice, but there are ways to spot it. There are ways to avoid it from happening while still being respectful to everyone. It takes a little practice and a little self-awareness, but, you know, it's like anything. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And that's my take on it. I noticed it in high school, but I don't really tend to feel it that much on the internet. I just take the compliment, I say thank you, and I count my blessings, pretty much.
Same question to you, Hemlock.
I forgot the question. I'm sorry. What was the question?
My God.
I'm sorry. I was listening to her and I just completely spaced out.
Basically, when people tell you, "Hey, that's good art," or you know, pretty much blowing smoke up your ass, and they feel differently to it within themselves, and they're just trying to tell you a nice compliment to bullshit you.
Oh, okay. I will start off by saying I am not for everyone. My art style is not for everyone.
I've seen your DeviantArt. I've seen it. I looked at it.
I'm not for
it.
everyone.
Can I
And I
have
liked
a
it.
link, please?
Well, thank you.
I need to
It's somewhere in it's in Archery, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
And you know, I have people that come in all the time, but this one story in particular, this one pissed me off. That's why I'm mentioning it. So I just fucked that up. Come on now. I was streaming one day, and this guy comes in, and you know, he's like, "Oh, I love this." I forget what I was working on. Some sort of monster girl, because that's what I'm doing this year. Except for this. This is different. I mean, I suppose it still counts. I'm whatever. Anyway, you know, so I'm like, hey, you know, that's cool, and you know, hey, this is for sale if you're interested, you know, that whole spiel and stuff. And you know, I'm not really paying attention because I'm like, oh, you know, that's cool. I'm trying to engage everyone in conversation because that's what you do. And I look over, and he basically had typed a command in a way that looked like he had donated, but he actually hadn't. Like, I was confused because I never heard the noise go off. And I was like, and I just figured, you know, maybe the bot's broken or whatever. And, you know, I'm like, because he basically, like, he quote unquote donated enough to that he would have owned whatever it was I was doing. I do remember that specifically. And I'm like, you know, hey, you know, you're more than welcome to have this because you technically bought it and everything. And he's like, oh, no, thank you. And just up and left. And I thought it was weird. And so, you know, I checked everything. I'm like, why does that not show up or anything? Because he did.
Oh, welcome to streaming.
Yeah, because he didn't. And at the time, like, I'm still relatively new to Mixer, but I was like brand new to Mixer, and I did not know that those command things were a thing, and I was like, what the fuck? So, I mean, Candy is right though. There is sort of a tell, sort of. It's a little difficult to spot, but as for me, like, I am well aware that I'm not for everyone. Like, I don't try to be. And there comes a point where, yeah, that's not necessarily a good thing. Like, I should kind of, I guess, open myself up to, you know, the masses, so to speak. But at the same time, like, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I like the niche, you know, the niche artwork that I'm sitting in. You know, I don't want to sit and draw everything that everyone else does. I like to be different. And it's either, if you like me, great. If you don't, then well, that's great too. I'm not here for you to necessarily like me, and I would never want anyone to force themselves to like me for whatever dumbass reason. That's gross. Don't do that. But I mean, that's just my opinion on all that.
Oh my god. Your
That's my question.
art is so pretty.
Thank you.
Actually, put you on the watch list on DeviantArt. So there's that.
Oh my god!
Oh god.
The Demo Gorgon and Zana is so cool!
Thank you. I joined a group recently. Well, it's been a few months now, and they do like it's a horse like roleplay group, I guess. And they have really interesting horse designs, like, you know, torn up and, you know, radiation and all that type of stuff, which that's where those are from. And for whatever reason, I really like it. So I am having a fun time with that.
Oh my god. I love your multiple eye thing.
Thank you.
It's so
You
unique.
just snork.
I did.
Damn.
God, you're so good at designing characters. It's ridiculous.
It's
Cthulhu Neptune! Ooh!
Cthulhu Neptune.
Monster Boy.
Oh, yes. That's my favorite thing to
awesome.
do, is to create characters. So
You are good at it. I'm not that good at it.
aw, you could totally do it. Just
I need to practice more, yeah.
exactly. But thank you, both of you.
Here's my Cthulhu thing.
Oh my god. That is amazeballs. I love Cthulhu.
Yeah. Heathen really just blows me away sometimes. It's like, oh my god, dude. Why? I want my printer so bad.
Right? I mean, that would get
Yeah,
my
if you guys,
attention.
Chad, if you have any questions that you think would be pretty cool that we haven't covered,
Yeah.
let me know.
Go for
Because
it.
I will add them to the list. And when I do these, we can pull from the list of things. I have as many questions as I possibly can. That way, the flow of conversation I can practice doing that.
Yeah.
Practice
right.
everything.
That right there is actually my Discord image.
I like that.
I'm gonna probably retouch it here and there.
Yeah. That reminds me
So
of Warframe.
good.
I love Warframe. I'm just saying. Carry on.
All right.
It's great.
Yes.
I'm gonna do this thing where, because I did it yesterday, kind of want to continue it. Chat. Who wants that?
Ooh, free art giveaway.
Ooh.
Ferrari. Hero.
So just put your hand in the chat, and I'll put your name in a wheel. And Ruff, no, you already won yesterday, so no. No.
Wah, wah, wah. Poor Ruff.
What do you mean, poor?
You told him no.
He already won yesterday. 7. All right.
That zombie hand, though.
Bob the Builder. Get out of here with that. Is this all, like, who's in it? It's just 7? Wow.
Oh my god, did you draw that background?
No. I sometimes I buy stock backgrounds because
It
Yeah.
just
laziness.
just looks so blended and perfect.
Thank you.
Oh my
I
gosh.
try.
Even still, if it's an image, it looks great. Resourceful.
Well, Ferrari, if you want it as your PC background, jump in the thing. Raise your hand. 7, I swear to God.
Some of us don't like Bob Ross very much.
That's fair. I mean, his
I don't
voice can be
hate-
grating, but
I don't hate the guy. I just wouldn't shake his hand.
Fucking 7. All you do is that. Shut up. Stop it.
oh,
Fuck.
that's great.
Alright, I'm gonna put Ferrari on the list.
Well,
Alright.
duh, he's dead. That's gross. 7. 7th place.
I mean, the logic there, though. He is totally right.
Yeah. It's not wrong.
I mean, shake my rotten hand. Oh.
God. Alright, is that all who's gonna get in this thing? I guess so. Okay, that's cool.
Heathen just handing out art like it's candy.
It is candy.
It's iKandy. Ha!
Done.
Thank you, love.
You nerds ready?
Nerd.
Wow, look at that. Look at that. You did win, you jerk.
7-1. Congratulations, 7.
Yeah.
You won free art.
Alright. Get out of here with that Pop Ross. Yep, get up. Kidding, don't leave. Are you on Discord 7 or what? Eat a dick. Eat no. No.
No, I said.
Perch.
Yeah.
All right. Seven, are you on Discord so I can send you this picture? Nerd. Stop it. Okay. Where are you? Shut up. I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you, Seven.
Oh my god, the violence.
Oh my
Hemlock's
goodness.
loving it. Yeah, my kind of people.
Yes.
Aha, I found him. Fuck you, Seven. I found you, bitch.
Wow. Calling people bitches, are we? Princess Buttercup.
Buttercup? Oh, Buttercup, huh?
Verbal typo. My bad.
Brr,
But
brr,
now
brr,
that's
brr,
your new
brr.
name, Princess Buttercup.
Okay, alright, Putter.
You're just speaking in cursive.
Yep. Left
There you go,
handed.
Seven. It's in Discord for whenever you look at it, alright? So, enjoy the art. I see it. Good. That's good. Princess Buttercup. Wow. Thought we were friends, Candy. I thought we were
We're
friends.
bros, man.
We're bros. Okay, all right, we're bros.
Totally, dude.
Eat a dick, Seven. Seriously, no, you're not starting that shit now. Nope.
Oh yeah,
That's dead.
Hemlock. Once upon a time, back when Mixer
Nope.
was still Beam, Heathen here decided to make a deal with our not your average senpai, right?
Mhm.
And at the time, Heathen's name was Radical Reaper, so he lost that bet. and he had to change his name to Wadical Weeper.
That
And
is
and that's
suggestive.
and that's the story of how we all learned that you had to wait 30 days to change your name.
30
And then
days
he
of
lost
torture.
and then he lost his original name because
It's
someone
okay.
else stole it.
That's
It's
just bullshit. But
You know why
otherwise-
it's okay? Because
I
I
like
have
his
a better
name better.
name, right?
Yeah, I like your name better now. I like calling you Heathen.
Yeah.
It just rolls off the tongue.
It do.
Heathen.
It do.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna turn on games now.
Whoa. Games.
Games.
Aw, yes. I, on the other hand, I am finished for today. I need
You're
to get a
finished?
move around. I'm old and it sucks.
She says she's old. Oh no.
Good luck waiting for Spectrum. They like to take forever. And yes, I'm 28 years old and I have arthritis. Leave me alone.
That's not old.
I
That's
have
what everyone
arthritis
tells me,
too.
but I walk around like an old lady because I can't help it.
I don't have that bad of arthritis. Mine's just in my knees and my fingers.
Mine's in my back.
Yeah, that sucks. Does it flare up when it gets really cold?
Oh,
Seven.
it does. It
You must
sucks.
love the
Seven,
summertime.
I swear to
I
God, if you don't
do.
stream, I'm gonna smack you.
I get stiff, but I get stiff in the summer, but in the winter, just
29th anniversary of my
do
18th
nothing.
birthday.
That's funny. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, you guys. Thank you guys both for co-streaming with me. I had a lot of fun and such.
No problem.
Thanks for the invite. You posted that you wanted a co-stream buddy, so I was like, I'm not doing anything. Let's do it. And then Heathen popped in. I'm glad. I had a good time.
Yeah.
I appreciate you at sitting with me and asking, answering questions and being chill.
Yeah, anytime. I'm always down for co-stream.
Hells to the yeah. All the art. All right, you take
Oh,
care of
yeah.
yourself.
You guys too. I'll talk to you guys another
I
time.
didn't just do that now. you
Definitely.
I heard the noise. Thank you for the follow.
boy. No problem.
But yeah, I will see you guys later. Have a good time.
Bye, Hemlock.
Bye.